Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. If you're here in Middle Tennessee, it's a happy rainy Tuesday, dark and gloomy Tuesday, but it is not Monday. So there's that going for it. I am here today with this week's class to go featuring the Jingle 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 stamp set. My name is Michelle Salcho. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up and I live in a suburb of Nashville, Tennessee. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera down. Switch cameras, not switch the camera down. I'm not sure where that comes from in my head. Anyway, so this week, this is the stamp set that is featured on my blog. And so here's the stamp set, the Jingle Jingle Jingle. It is an adorable stamp set, absolutely adorable. I fell in love with it, but I admit I resisted purchasing it for a while. But I'm so glad I did because I do really love it. This is the card that was published on today's blog, Tuesday, December the 6th. And how cute is this little guy? I don't know, can you see the bling? This white is glimmer paper, so it's got a little bit of shine to it. And it is, it's just too cute with its gnome from the Kindest Gnomes bundle. And I want to, let's see. Oh, okay, so there are two things I need to show you. So the Kindest Gnomes dies, and then this little background striped die is in the Sweet Candy Canes bundle, the Candy Cane dies. So let's look at these for just a second because we're now in that period of the mini catalog where items are retiring. They're available while supplies last. Some items are on sale, and so let's talk about a little bit of that for a moment. So this is the Kindest Gnomes bundle that is in the mini catalog. This stamp set is going away. It is available while supplies last. The dies are carrying over, and there is a new gnome stamp set in the January through April mini catalog. So I would say go ahead and get this bundle, and then you can add to the value of this bundle in the spring when you get the new stamp set that goes along with it. You know, don't we all have growing gnome collections? Can you see mine? I have a gnome back there. I don't know if you can see it. Then the Sweet Candy Canes stamp set and Candy Cane dies. Okay, so that die is, there's only 7 dies in this set, but here is that die that creates that stripe pattern. And then here are the other dies. So there's 2 candy canes, 2 little leaves, and then this, it's kind of a label, but it creates a hole so you can thread your ribbon through. And this bundle, both of these pieces are going away. They are while supplies last. In today's cards, I have used the flat Jingle Bell trinkets, and they've already sold out. So I don't know if I'm going to have enough for all the kits today or not, or this week or not. But anyway, the 3 cards we are making today are these. And let's see if I can get them all on here. And I love them. So what's so awesome about them? Okay, so first, let's talk about the Designer Series paper. That is all part of the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper in the mini catalog. And it is a huge pack. It's a hostess pack, which means when your order totals 150 or more, then you've got some money to spend on free products, and you can select this host pack of paper and get a huge pack of paper. And I'll just, oops, sorry, I just smacked that. So it's back here on the last page of the catalog right here, and it is 48 12 by 12 sheets. You get 4 each of the 12 designs. So huge value. It's bright, it's fun, it covers a lot of seasons, and it goes without saying that I'm sad to see it go, and I might as well keep my catalog out because I'm sure there's going to be something else that I'm going to think to show you. Okay, let's get going. And we're going to start with this polished pink card. Okay, so this just caught my eye. Squirrel moment really quickly. I have a link in the blog post to the last chance shopping area of the website so that you can shop. But some of these products are up to 60% off. Some of them are not on sale. The Yeti's stamp set that I used last week, it is on sale 60% off. I was looking to see if I could find it, but of course, since I want to reach my hands on it, I can't. These are actually, this is just a list of the items that are carrying over into the next catalogs. So anyway, that's that. Let's do this card. I'm using the Stamparatus on this so that I can line up. This is a two-step stamp. So you stamp the outline and then you stamp the inner piece, or your or you can do it the other way around. Actually, that is so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know that he gets it from me, but Hardin is I'll just pull that over. So Ashley said she saw that Hardin's artwork in the art show at school last week, and he did. He won 3rd place on his self-portrait, and then he got an honorable mention on a shoe that he had made. So that was, he's quite embarrassed by it. He didn't want us to take photos, certainly didn't want us to take photos of him with anything, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I was so glad that his teacher actually ran into me at Mistletoe Market and told me I needed to be there. So I was like, well, I will. And we did. Marshall even got off work in time to go with us. So, all right, we have a polished pink base. And a polished pink base. I've got a piece of Designer Series paper. I have a white insert for the inside. I've got a black, wait a minute, this goes this way. This goes this way. I have a black mat for that. That's where we're going to do our stamping. I've already tied my little linen thread. We're going to stamp a little candy cane, and then we're going to add a little snippet of ribbon. So these are the two pieces I need to be stamping on. And we're going to do this one first. And I guess, yes, I've already done all the pieces to show you how this lines up. That's not really fair of me, is it? But it is what I've done. Let's see how this is gonna, okay, that looks right. So I've got it lined up, I guess, in this corner here. This small grid paper makes my life much easier. And I've already got the detail on, so we're going to do the detail first on this one just to show you how that works. So I think you can, well, you can't quite see. All right, we'll scoot it over a little bit. I've got a stamp set under the arm of my Stamparatus, providing a solid surface for me to ink up my stamp on. And I noticed that shifted a little bit, but so there is the outline. And now we're going to pull in the black, which I must have one out here somewhere. We'll take this arm off. Your Stamparatus comes with 2 plates, and you can use both sides of the same plate for what I'm doing today. I just chose to have one on one plate and one on the other. No rules. All right, I'm going to put this one down, and I'm going to put this over it again. So that's about where it was, but it did move. So yeah, it moved a fair bit. I don't know if y'all can see how far. Okay, I didn't put a magnet on it, and it did shift a little bit. So This is when it gets interesting, isn't it? You know what the easiest thing to do is to turn it over, put the magnet on it, and stamp it down. Of course, if I put the magnet on it here, I don't have a good place to put the magnet on it. These are truly first world problems, aren't they? Yeah. Sometimes it is easier to cut your paper bigger than you need it to be and then trim it down after you've stamped. This might be one of those occasions. So this is the class to go. This is the featured product of the week, which means when you place your order this week, you are going to get prepped supplies to make 2 each of these 3 cards. All right, I'm just going to set this one over here, bring back the first one. Everything looks like it is still in place. That looks like a good, I have to stick my head in it to make sure, but that looks pretty good. None of these have lined up just exactly perfectly inside the frame, and I've about decided it's not supposed to. So the letters kind of dance around. They're just kind of happy and festive, and so just getting them, don't worry about it if it's not evenly spaced within the frame of those letters. It won't take anything away from the design. I'll go ahead and clean that one while we're here, because we know I'm going to stick my hand in it. Hello, Kirby. All right, we need some adhesive. And the first thing I grabbed was Scotch tape, which is not what I need. So I'm just using a little seal. Something you might not know is that I always have adhesives in stock, which means if you are local to me and you run out, just give me a shout. You can run by and pick up some adhesive. If you need me to throw some into a class kit for you, I can do that as well. So I just need to know. And to give you an idea, that cabinet that's behind me, okay, so it has 90 drawers in it, and one entire column on the far right column is all adhesives, from foam sheets to dimensionals to seal plus, refills, Tombow. I even have some left of my fast fuse that I hoarded from years ago when it retired. I'm probably not supposed to admit that I hoarded it, but I did. I really liked fast fuse. All right, so I just realized I've got this on the metric side instead of the imperial side. So if I goof up, I'm going to blame it on my inability to pick the right side. When I'm crafting here by myself, I don't use this white grid paper. I have difficulty seeing the contrast between some of the stamping and the grid paper. So a lot of times, well, actually that is another product I hoarded. Well, I hope y'all like hoarders. We had the grid paper that was the In Colors that retired last spring. That is the grid paper that I use most of the time. And I'd love to see that come back with new colors. All right, this has got a pretty wide mat as well. And you could stamp all kinds of little fun things in here too. You could add a little Santa hat or some lights. You know, the lights actually might be fun. And I didn't do that, but let's do that real fast. Living on the edge, right? Or, yeah. Let's see if we can just add this about there. So this little string of lights. This will be even more fun on the last card, I think, that we're doing. I apologize, I probably just stuck my head right in the way. But I liked having the thought of having some on the inside. Now let's see if we can grab oh yes, I love that. I'm so glad you got some too, because it is very helpful for me. I like to work with grid paper, and all right, we're going to do 3 of these pink. So this is the polished pink blend. Oh, we almost made 5 of them pink. And they're pretty small. There's not a lot of blending to be done here, but I did give it a little darker edge over on the left. And then let's see what color. Maybe some Granny Apple Green on the other 2. Hi, Diane. I miss you, my sweet friend. I hear that you're going to be in town. Oh, I think it's this weekend. Diane has been in Mississippi for a while, and her friend Lynn, our friend Lynn, has been making her cards for her at Class K. Great to see you. I'm so glad y'all are all here. All right, so this is, oops, no, it's not card number 1. I'm not done. But wait, there's more. I think you all know why I picked that up that way. That was to maintain the shape of my candy cane. And a little scrap paper here. Now, there are no dies that go with this, but this is not hard to fussy cut. Fussy cut just means that we are trimming it, cutting it out with our scissors. I do recommend when you are fussy cutting that you use some small scissors like these. And these are phenomenal, guys. These are what, $10 or $11? Great stocking stuffer. So now if you need someone to be shopping for you, you need to give me that shopper's information, and I will reach out, and you can give me your wish list, or if you would like a gift certificate, that can be done as well. Or if you are shopping for a crafter, I have so many ideas. Okay, the biggest challenge might be these silly nails I have. Okay, that's good enough. Now, I'm going to put this down. We used to have a stapler. We don't have that little stapler right now. It retired a while back. So this is, oh gosh, I reached towards the end and that makes a mess. So I'm going to put one on the back, and then pick up. Okay, that one wants to stay on the roll. So first, I'll stick these together with the glue dot that's in the middle, and then I'm going to stick it down on the card with the one I put on the back. Then get another glue dot and make a little ball with it. Stick it to this little linen thread bow and put it right about there. And then my little candy cane, I'm going to do this. So I've just added a little dot of liquid glue. I'm going to set it just like so. And then we're going to let that dry. So that is card number 1. There's the inside. And we'll set this aside and let it dry, and we'll come back to it in a little bit. All right, card number 2 is this one. Guys, this card is, this designer series paper is black and white on this particular side anyway. And I just took some of the blends and colored in a few of the trees using shaded spruce and granny apple green blends and turned it into something with a little more color. And so let's grab our supplies for it. So I've got a granny apple green card base. I have some ribbons. I've got a ribbon for my bow. I love this gingham ribbon, this black check, whatever you want to call it. I've got a liner for inside. So this is what the kit will look like. Okay, so you'll get all of these pieces already prepped for you, and you'll simply stamp, color, and assemble. Like I said, the only thing that I'm not sure about is if I'll have enough of the Jingle Bell trinkets for everybody to get them for all the cards. And there is no rhyme or reason to the way I colored these, no pattern. And there's really no sense in me trying to blend these little diamonds. That was kind of silly. And I had thought I would do some of that coloring ahead of time, but it really, because it just doesn't take any time. One, because there's no blending, because there's no point in trying to blend. They're just too small. But I just want to put some color on some of these trees. So I know that a lot of you all have followed the story of my parents and their move to Florida. And I have to tell you something about my dad. My dad had a stroke more than 15 years ago that affected his speech greatly, and that kind of shrunk his world. When they lived here, he rarely went out of the house. He didn't really socialize, whereas he used to hang out at the Adcock's garage with his friends that owned it. He used to play golf every chance he got, and all of that just over time stopped. He didn't really, his world was very, very small. And our hope and prayer was that when they moved to this place in Florida, that he would get more involved, be around people more, and expand his world a little bit. Well, it worked. Those prayers were answered. He has gone down to play bingo and bunco. He played bunco last weekend. He goes down to the dining room for meals. The big thing was when they had their meeting of the residents last week, when my parents were supposed to introduce themselves, and when they came over with the microphone, they handed it to my dad, and my dad stood up and talked. He did the introducing of them. He told about his career, what brought them to Florida, and it wasn't easy to understand him. I would imagine that most of what he said wasn't understood. It is very difficult to understand his speech, but he did it And we're just, I don't know, guys, they're just, oh my gosh, it's just incredible to think about it. What an awesome experience. And when you ask him, you know, what he thinks of the place, he'll tell you that the food is good. So, all right, I think that I've gotten color on most of these. You would not want to watercolor this. This paper would not hold up to that, but you could color with your pencils if you wanted to. Or you could pick up your blender marker or blender pen and color them with that. Make sure I got on my lids. Okay, see, I didn't get that one on. Oh my gosh. And then y'all need to help find a neighbor. You need to maybe consider moving over here. Their house is still for sale. And we need some new people in here. Some new neighbors need to move in. Little playmates for Hazel and River and Nolan. All right, I have a different Stamparatus with the Jingle All the Way set up on it. Oh my gosh. Doesn't matter how big your table is, you always end up with just the tiniest amount of space, right? That's not just me, is it? All right, trying to figure out where. And black. Now on the last card, we're going to do a technique, which is something that is unique to the Stamparatus. It's something you've probably seen before because it is one of my favorite techniques. Y'all can see that. So we've given it a good rub. Looks like it stayed in place, so that's good. I'm going to pull that off. Still need to clean it. And grab the inside. And I need Granny Apple Green. So, new catalogs are available now. So I had Stampin' Up send some in the mail for those people that aren't local or that I don't see very often. And then I will have some here you can come by and get if you're local. And of course, if you're not local and you need a catalog, you know, reach out. We will get one to you. And I'm just wiping all the stamps over here because I don't have a clue which ones at this point I have cleaned or not. And I'm not going to use the Stamparatus for that. When you have your Stamparatus, don't ever store it with the arm or the plate in the hinge. Take it out of the hinge and lay it down. You can warp that plate by storing it on top of itself like that. Oh my gosh, now this is suction closed tight. So I've got Jingle, now we're going to add All the Way. And I did intentionally leave room over here because I'm going to offset All the Way a little bit. I'm sorry if my head is over there. So I've just scooted that. And then we are ready just to assemble. So I'll keep that there so you can see. So fun, quick, easy, just super cute cards. So many other things that I wanted to do with this. When I decided to feature this week, I didn't even own the stamp set yet. So, because like I said, I was not going to need it. Well, so that delivery was supposed to come on Saturday. And on Saturday, just before I went to bed, I realized I had a notice that it had been delivered and was on the front porch. And I was like, well, that was odd because we didn't get any notifications on our phone that anybody was on the front porch. And, that 100-pound security system that we have hadn't alerted us to anybody anywhere. So all of this felt very suspicious. So I went out to the front porch and I looked all around and there was no box. And then I thought, well, maybe it's at my parents' house next door. And I went over there, nothing over there. And then someone suggested, well, maybe it's, down by the garage. They've done that before. I'm like, well, man, that means a trip down our driveway. I'd be surprised if anybody did that. That would have to be a delivery person that doesn't know us. That is. So I posted on the neighborhood page, hey, did anybody get a package? I was expecting something. It says it was delivered. I don't have it. And then Sunday morning, I found it in the driveway out by the Jeep. It's like, that was crazy. I'm just moving this down a little bit. And this is one great use for grid paper, to kind of line up where the ribbon needs to go on the other side. Some people are very successful at wrapping their ribbon all the way around and then coming out here and tying a bow. I am not one of those people. That is the quickest way for me to make a big old mess and be very frustrated. I cannot maintain that tension. So anyway, that was the mystery of the package, was that it spent the night in the driveway, and thankfully it didn't rain. So I haven't had as much time to make some samples up with this, because it was pretty busy. And it was sitting out in the driveway. Sunday was a busy weekend. It went by really fast. I'm so confused already as to what day it is now. I'll put this left to right center, but towards the bottom of the card. Tie bow. So I frequently refer to this as a cheater bow because, like I said, my very talented friends, Judy, Jeannie, Cindy, I think they can all wrap this thing around, get the tension right, tie beautiful bows. I still let them be my people, but I can't do that. I figured out how to cheat, and I'm not ashamed. All right, pretty bow. Grab my awesome ribbon scissors that my friend Carrie gave to me when I promoted to gold a few years ago. Put them away. And I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside right now, just because I like to keep these videos on the short side. And they're already longer just because we're making 3 cards. All right, that is card number 2. And then the third one is this one that has, we're going to use the hinge technique. Oh, yay, Kay, I can't wait to see what you make. You'll have to share with us. All right. And, well, okay, I'm making a big mess here. Let's see if we can get this piece of designer series paper down. So this is a pool party base. I mean, don't you just love this paper? It's such a great bargain. And I think that's fairly straight. And all right, I'm just going to save that for a second. I'm not quite sure. All right, then this piece, there's a 1/4 inch difference in width and height here. So this is the way it needs to be oriented. And we're going to get Jingle 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 out again. Yes, Kirby, please, please, please. When can you come? We're going to do in-person on the 17th for both club and club. This month is going to be the Snowman Magic, and that's a retiring bundle. Act fast if you don't have it. And we're going to do the fitted florets for a bonus class. And then I still have some of the Santa's, the Santa Express Memories and More class kits. If you didn't see it, those cards are adorable, and it's a heck of a deal. Make 10 cards and you'll have plenty of materials to keep on creating. All right, I'm trying to decide if I'm in the frame or not. Maybe I need to come out a little bit, scoot over, I don't know. Okay, so I am in the, I've got my plate in the hinges this way, and I am going to, oh my gosh, this one is closed so tightly. Right, so we're gonna bring that down, stamp it really well, lift it up. Now we're gonna take this out, and when you first get your Stamparatus, this is a really tight fit, so kind of rock it up, then rock it down, and we're gonna stamp it again. This is fun to do with an ombre technique, and y'all notice I've got a little bit of ink on my plate, but that's fine. It is not going to get on my card. The Stamparatus is so cool about that. And I'm going to rock it one more time. I love, love, love doing this with the Stamparatus. So we have Jingle, Jingle, Jingle. That was in. Okay, now we're going to come back in with the solid, or the guts of the word. I'm going to grab the polished, no, we're not grabbing polished pink, Michelle. Oh my. We're grabbing Pool Party. Not that polished pink would have been the end of the world. And, okay, sorry, I'm going to stick my head. It didn't look like anything shifted until I set it, but it's still in it, so I'm thinking this is fine. Like I said, this is meant to be kind of whimsical and not perfect. So the Stamparatus, when you are making multiple cards, this is your best friend. When you want to do some fun techniques like this, it is your best friend. Anytime you are doing two-step stamping, this is an amazing tool. This is a great tool for beginner stampers and advanced stampers. I'm fairly convinced you can't have too many of them. I currently have a few. More than 2, less than 6. I need that many for classes, right? That's my story. All right, so I'm gonna store that and that over there. And I still need to add all the way, oh my gosh, in the black, which, what did I do? Well, I managed to pick up the one that's so tight again. There are 3 different blacks over there too. All right, and this time, I'm gonna pull this a little closer so that maybe I don't have to stick my head in there. And There we go. How cool is that? And this is the one I was thinking that this paper would be fun with the lights. Oh, look, you could do another. We might have to do this ornament on the inside and add a little bow on top of it. That might be cute. Okay, hold that thought. And let's put these things together. That is the way you go. Oops, don't stick, don't stick. So tomorrow I am trying to work out my schedule so that I can decorate cookies with Hazel. You know, last year we did gingerbread houses with my friend Sybil, and okay, mine didn't work out so well. I think Sybil's did pretty well. Mine did not. But I picked up cookie kits today at the grocery store, as I'm just don't think I have enough time to bake them myself. And truthfully, if I baked them, I would eat them. I would eat all of them. I have very little willpower these days. It's terrible. I gotta get my friend Rosemary to kick my tail and get me back on track. All right, we're gonna add a little. I'm gonna put a glue dot on this jingle bell and put it down here in the corner. So it's just kind of hanging off of the way, which, you know, I didn't do that on the first one, but it looks pretty cute, you know, almost looking like it's hanging on the Y, right? So on the liner, I think that we need to stamp this little ornament and the little bow. So here's the ornament and here's the bow. Should we do anything? And we could let it dance across, or we could just do a single one. I'm just going to do a single one, I think. And I'm going to do it in Pool Party. So many options, right? Pool Party can be so light. It's really hard to tell if I've got this inked up really well. All right, did I remember to tell you everything? How you get the class to go, the last chance sale. So not everything that's retiring is discounted, but many things are. Don't forget to check the clearance rack because there's a ton of things on there. And last I looked, like the Yeti dies, the Apple Harvest dies, I can't promise I'm getting the names right. The pig dies, I think that those were all on the clearance rack. So if you didn't get them, now is your chance. And that Yeti stamp set, remember I used it last week. Did y'all see it last week? Let's see. Since it was one of my favorites, I'll just go grab it. Okay, so the Yeti stamp set that I used with the warm welcome, so he is marked down 60%, and I think you can still get the dies that go with him. So run over to the clearance rack and check that out. And if you need help placing your order, reach out. I'm glad to help. Check out my blog for the supply list. And I was at an event this weekend. I'm going to share some photos from that. We had a Stampin' Up event, a regional event. And our team Christmas party is next Tuesday. in person next Sunday. We're going to do a Zoom on the 11th. So lots of stuff coming on. All right, so here is card number 3 with its little ornament on the inside. I think that turned out pretty sweet. And then card number 2 where we colored the trees. And then card number 1 where we added a little string of lights on the inside as well. So those are the 3 cards. The Jingle 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 stamp set is the featured stamp set of the week, and I would love to send a kit to you with a little Christmas hug in there as well. If I can help you in any way, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be back next Tuesday with a new featured product. And I'm thinking that somewhere in the weeks ahead, we need to figure out some treat packaging, stocking stuffer kind of ideas too. So I'm working on that. Everybody have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the love. Thank you for sharing my videos. We are growing, and if you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, be sure to do so. And I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.